Welcome, welcome. I'm super excited you're here with me today. My name is Cindy, and I empower career changers and those returning to the workforce to find amazing jobs that match their current life. Okay, so this is part four of our four-part series on starting out in your job search. So we've covered finding the jobs, we've covered resumes, we've covered cover letters, we've covered LinkedIn. We've covered staying organized. We've covered getting rid of all the noise. We've talked about all of that. Now let's talk about, what's missing? Interview. Now you may say to me, hey, Cindy, why do I need to start with interviewing right now when I don't even have an interview yet? Good question. Let me tell you. It's actually a bunch of reasons for that. Number one, and this is very interesting, is that when you start practicing interviewing, and if you are really diving deep and really preparing for interviews and coming up with samples and examples and stories, you know what's going to happen? Number one, your confidence is going to increase. Yeah, because you're going to be like, you know something? I can do this. I've done this before. Oh my goodness. I've done exactly what they're talking about. I've led teams. I've successfully organized projects. I've done technology integration. Yes, I can do this, right? Because you're reminding yourself of that. So often we are in a mindset of, I was just doing my job. I was only doing my job. It was just part of my job. I didn't think about what I did. It was just part of my job. Now you have to think about what you did. And now you're going to feel better about who you are and what you bring to the table. And you know that I've always said that if you don't think you can do it, you're never going to convince somebody else that you can do it. So this interview practice, yeah, practicing for the interview is going to remind you that you can do this. So that's advantage number one. Advantage number two is that when you're doing this interview practice, what's going to happen is you're going to remember things, samples, examples of things that are not on your resume right now. And you're going to be like, wow, that could be on my resume. Okay. And I've seen this at all levels. This is not just an entry level thing. This is not just an advanced thing. I've seen this on all levels where people don't remember what they've done, or they just discount it. They don't think to include it on their resume. Let me give you a couple of examples. So I was working with a woman who was a director of a nonprofit that went out during the pandemic. And I asked her to tell me about something that she, a project she was most proud of. And she's like, or why she, no, I'm sorry. I asked her why she was great for this job. And she's like, oh, I'm dedicated, I'm hardworking. I'm like, oh, I'm so bored. Come on, everybody says that. Why are you great for this job? It was at another nonprofit. And she says, well, in my last nonprofit, on my first day, the board of directors told me that we were $300,000 in the red, and I could either try to make a go for it or I could declare bankruptcy. And I didn't want to put myself out of a job on day one. So I decided to make a go for it. And within 1 year, we turned us around from $300,000 in the red to breaking even. And 2 years later, we showed a profit of 200,000. Oh my goodness, right? I'm like, why is this not even on your resume? It's like, yeah, I didn't even think about it. You do so many things. Look at what that interview practice did for her. Oh my goodness. From 300 in the red to 200 positive in 3 years. Okay. I worked with another client who was only like a year or so out of school, and she was looking for a social media manager position. And I said, so tell me about a project you're most proud of. And she said, okay, so during the pandemic, I took over the social media for a miniature golf course that was going to go out of business. And I rebranded it and redesigned the website, took over the Facebook, the Instagram, the branding, the post, the engagement, etc. And they didn't go out of business, and they reported having their best year ever. Again, I'm like, oh my goodness, why is this not on your resume? And she's like, well, because I just got college credit for it. Is that word just, right? I didn't get paid for it. Like, is this a real company? If I Google them, could I find them? Could I see this website? Yes, of course. Then this belongs on your resume, right? So these are reasons why we practice interviewing up front. We boost that confidence. We remember things that we haven't included. And the other really important reason for interviewing, even before you get those interviews, is because the skill of being well spoken, of being able to get your words out, in a comprehensive manner, to tell stories in a succinct manner so that you're not, you know, not knowing when to end it and you keep going on and on and on and rambling and going in circles. It takes time, right? It takes time. There is an art to learning how to speak that way. And you don't want to wait until you get called for an interview and they say, come in tomorrow. And now you have too much to do today, right? So if you practice all along, you'll be in much better position for that interview. And they will come when they come. The other thing I want you to do to prepare for those interviews, make sure you have that blazer now. So if you have to go shopping, this is the time. So again, that you're not scrambling at the last minute to prepare for that interview. Okay, I hope that you really enjoyed this 4-part series and that was super helpful for you. I hope you like it, share it with your friends. I have so many free resources that can help you. I have 90 plus 100 videos on YouTube. I post new content 6 days a week. And let's book that free discovery call, a free 45-minute discovery call to talk about how I can help you to be successful in your job search. Always remember you're a warrior. Have a super productive week, and I'll catch you the next time. Bye-bye.